Hi, Taurus. Welcome to your December 2015 love reading. It's Raina here. And I'm doing my own spread this month just to change things up a little bit. And the first card represents the energy coming into December for you in the area of love. And it's the Fool card in the Major Arcana, the first card of the deck. So for the people for whom this reading will resonate the most, and because this is a general reading, that might only be a sliver of the total viewing audience. You may be coming into December with the eyes of a child when it comes to the romantic scene. So, what I take from this is that some of you have broken up with a partner and you are letting go of resistance of what it means to be on your own. And I was kind of thinking about the astrological connection to this card. And what I came up with was that at the end of October, we had a full moon. It was a super moon in Taurus. And so when it's in Taurus, that's your first house. And so it triggers a polarity with the seventh house where the sun is at that moment. And of course, at the time of that full moon, we had the sun in Scorpio. So it's the polarity between my needs and your needs. And Taurians tend to be fairly other oriented, I would have to say. Part of the reason for this is Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the goddess of love. So Taurus is usually connected to love partners in some way and may even be joined at the hip sometimes. And it's not something that a Taurian takes lightly, as the idea of breaking up. But sometimes we have to let go. And being a fixed sign, it even exacerbates the situation. But you know what? I know that some Taurians have probably decided that enough is enough. And so it's going into the unknown and being like a child and being innocent about what you're seeking and not fearing the unknown. And so that's a wonderful energy to find a mate. The theme of the month of December for love is the Chariot card and other major arcana cards. So I do feel that starting in late October, that full moon in Taurus was a turning point in the lives of some Taurians, and going into November, that there were shakeups because with two major arcanas in a row out of five cards, that seems to indicate major shifts. And the Chariot is all about going for what you want in the face of a lot of stuff happening around you. So it's really applying concentration to the matter at hand. And it might not relate specifically to finding a new partner. It might be that you have to take everything you can within yourself, not to allow yourself to go off the rails, not to allow yourself to feel sadness or even anger if your relationship broke up under less than happy circumstances. I should say too that in this general reading that there are some Taurians who didn't break up with someone, and maybe the Fool card represented them just being totally willing to go on an adventure when it comes to the dating scene, and that the Chariot card for them might be that even at this time they're not particularly focused on romance. Maybe they're focused on their work or whatever their goal is that they're trying to accomplish. So it might be that they are very involved in something that may or may not relate to love. The message from the universe is the Three of Swords. And so when I get this as a message, It's saying to acknowledge the pain. And coming off of this Chariot card, there may be some people that are burying themselves in their work and they're not grieving, you know. And this card is really kind of calling out to people to feel their feelings because they're saying, yes, this really did happen to you. You really did get your heart ripped out. And it's okay to feel sorrow about it. It is what it is. But you have to heal in order to attract someone who is right for you. And for some people, this card may be talking about a heartbreak that happened years and years ago. And maybe it's saying, you never really dealt with this situation. It might not even be with a romantic partner. It could be like your parents divorcing when you were 10 years old, or someone close to you who died when you were a teenager and you just never felt the grief from it. There are a lot of people out there who have been wounded by love and they continue to look for partners with this festering wound within them. And what ends up happening usually is that they either have trust issues or they have control issues or they have buried grief that comes out as chronic anger or clingy behavior where they fear letting the other person do their own thing because they fear that they'll never see him again. And these things have to be dealt with, and there are many ways that you can deal with emotional pain. There's a traditional way, and there are healing modalities that are kind of alternative that involve energy work and things of that nature. So definitely look into them if you feel that you have a hard time trusting, because that can really erode a relationship faster than anything else. When someone feels that you don't trust them, that's not going to be a good outcome usually. And then what happens is you end up creating the very thing that you didn't want because people say, well, if they're not going to believe me, I might as well do it anyway. For advice, I got the Ten of Pentacles, and this is related to family matters, especially when it comes to money, inheritances that are connected to the family. But it could be that you receive assistance from the family. It suggests that at this time, you will seek the company of your family rather than be preoccupied with a romantic relationship. Although this card can also indicate meeting somebody who is well off. So that's also a possibility. Maybe you already know such a person, and this person will be coming into your life in a romantic way. And the outcome is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is someone who is very psychic, poetic, creative. In general, it means that you may be falling in love with someone in the near future. Specifically, it could relate to a male who is a young adult. And this person is new and is likely a water sign or has water prominently, sun, moon, or ascendant, but definitely has a dreamy quality about him. So it sounds like some of you are going to be meeting up with somebody, if not during the month of December, shortly after that. So I think that's a great place to end this reading, Taurus, and I wish you a wonderful romantic month of December. Bye.